Hello there, welcome to your latest weather forecast from the Met Office. Well, as we go for the last few days of 2024, there is going to be a change in the weather. We start to say goodbye to the mist and murk, but unfortunately it's going to be replaced by some wet and windy weather as we see areas of low pressure move across the country. Some of these areas of low pressure will be fairly deep, so we could see some wet and very windy weather at times as we move through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But we're keeping a very close eye on things and we'll certainly keep you up to date over the next couple of days. Back to the here and now as we see at Saturday evening into the early hours of Sunday. It's going to remain fairly murky across the south. Again, some mist and fog around. So if you do have any travel plans, do allow some extra time for your journeys. A weak band of rain will just sink its way into parts of Wales and northern England. So that will start to lift the mist and fog here. But probably the best of the conditions will be across Northern Ireland and southern Scotland, where to the north of this, another band of rain beginning to move in, and some of that will turn heavy and persistent across parts of western Scotland. But for most of us, it's not going to be a cold night by any means. Lowest temperatures generally can probably be no lower than about 3 to 5 degrees. So again, we start off on a rather murky note across many parts of England and Wales. But I'm hopeful as the day goes on, we will start to see this begin to lift and break up much more readily than it has done of late. So come the afternoon, some good sunshine really for parts of the Midlands and East Anglia. Where further north across northern England and Northern Ireland, although it be rather dry here, it will be largely cloudy, with the main bulk of the rain really still for Scotland, with some heavy and persistent rain. And also just starting to see some cold air just beginning to seep in, so some of the rain will turn to snow across the higher ground. But with more in the way of brightness around, it will be a milder day for the south. Temperatures here reaching around 10 to 11 degrees, but just struggling across the very far north as that cold air begins to move in, so around 6 to 7 degrees here. Into the evening, if anything, that rain intensifies across Scotland, and again, that rain also turning to snow, especially across the higher ground. Warnings do come into force during Monday and actually continuing right throughout New Year's Eve too. So if you do have any travel plans for Hogmanay across Scotland, do stay up to date with the latest warnings and allow some extra time for your travels. Further south, a fairly quiet night with clearest of the skies down towards the very far south, but for most of us, again, a fairly mild night for the time of year. So for much of England and Wales, although a fair amount of cloud around, it should be a largely dry day on Monday. Best of any brightness across the very far south. Could just see a few showers down here, but the exception to the rule. Main band of rain will still be focused across Scotland. That will move into parts of Northern Ireland and Northern England during the course of the day, where it also will become quite windy here too. Warnings are in force here across parts of the Pennines. Could be some strong and gusty winds. So again, if you've got any travel plans in this part of the world, do allow some extra time for your journeys. But for most of us, a fairly mild day. Highs reaching around 10 to 11 degrees. But you can just see that cold air just seeping a little bit further south. So only around 5 to 6 degrees across the northern half of Scotland. And unfortunately, really, as we move into New Year and Hogmanay, the weather is set to turn much more unsettled. Further bands of rain, potentially some snow and also some strong winds at times. So do stay alert to the latest warnings on our website, where you can also check out your local forecast. But from me for now, take care and I'll see you again soon.